As you remember, 4 days ago, Russia launched one of the most powerful and massive missile attacks on the territory of Ukraine. In my previous video, I described the results of this massive Russian missile attack in detail. In particular, you learned from my video that as a result of this missile attack, Russia managed to destroy dozens of military facilities of the armed forces of Ukraine, as well as energy infrastructure facilities of Ukraine. In addition, on that day, Russian missiles also hit almost all military air bases and airfields in the western part of Ukraine, where American F-16 fighter jets were presumably located. It is especially worth noting the missile attack on the military airbase in the city of Kolomyia, in the western part of Ukraine. Let me remind you that the day before the missile attack on this airbase, Russian intelligence managed to find out that several American F-16 fighter jets were indeed at this military facility, in the western part of Ukraine. And now, 4 days later, new details of this missile attack have begun to emerge. Surprisingly, the mayor of Lutsk, Igor Polishchuk, after the missile attack on the Kolomyia airbase, officially announced that one of the most experienced pilots of Ukraine, Lieutenant Colonel of the Ukrainian Air Force Alexei Mes, died while performing a combat mission. Immediately after that, Ukrainian and Russian sources stated that on August 26, 2024, during a massive Russian missile attack, Ukraine lost not only its experienced pilot, but also at least one F-16 fighter jet. At first, the Kiev authorities denied the loss of the F-16 fighter jet. Moreover, the Kiev authorities even officially stated that during the massive Russian missile attack, Ukraine used one of the American F-16 fighter jets to intercept and destroy Russian cruise and ballistic missiles for the first time. Ukrainian propaganda in all seriousness stated that this American fighter jet allegedly intercepted and destroyed several Russian cruise missiles. However, unfortunately for Ukraine, a major American publication, The Wall Street Journal, added oil to the fire, thereby having caught Kiev authorities in a lie. In particular, the journalists of this publication confirmed in their articles that during the massive Russian missile attack, Ukraine really lost one F-16 fighter jet. At the same time, American journalists noted that this F-16 fighter was not shot down by a Russian missile. Later, deputy of the Verkhovna Rada of Ukraine, Mariana Bezyglaya, citing her own sources in the Ukrainian Defense Ministry, officially stated that the American F-16 fighter was shot down in the Odessa region on August 26, 2024, while trying to intercept Russian cruise missiles. As it turned out, this fighter jet took off from the Kolomyia airbase and headed toward Odessa on August 26, at 5 a.m. Moscow time, in order to intercept Russian missiles. Moreover, she also confirmed the fact that this fighter jet was destroyed by the combat crew of the U.S. Patriot air defense missile system. Mariana Bezyglaya also called on the Ministry of Defense of Ukraine to stop lying and spreading false propaganda. According to her, in these difficult times, the Ukrainian people need the truth, not cheap propaganda. Commenting on the words of the Ukrainian deputy, the commander of the Ukrainian Air Force, General Nikolai Olshchuk, called Mariana Bezyglaya a traitor, and called on the Kiev authorities to throw her in prison as soon as possible. Mariana, the time will come, and you will ask for forgiveness from the Ukrainian army for what you have done. And I hope that you will ask for forgiveness in court, the commander of the Ukrainian Air Force General Nikolai Olshchuk said. Such a harsh reaction of the Ukrainian general can be understood. The fact is that Mariana Bezyglaya not only exposed the lies of the Ukrainian military but also made it clear that at least one U.S. Patriot air defense missile system is located in Odessa. By the way, the Russian military department has already used this information. As it turned out, on the night of August 30, 2024, a Russian Iskander-M ballistic missile struck the port part of the city of Odessa. The Russian military confirmed that as a result of this missile strike, the Patriot air defense missile system was destroyed, along with the combat crew. Most likely, this was exactly the same Patriot air defense missile system that mistakenly shot down an American F-16 fighter jet over Odessa. Thus, over the past 4 days, Ukraine has lost not only the F-16 fighter, but also the Patriot air defense system. Against the backdrop of such significant losses, Zelensky was forced to sign a decree on dismissal of the commander of the Ukrainian Air Force, General Nikolai Olshchuk. However, the biggest loss for Ukraine is the death of an experienced pilot, Lieutenant Colonel of the Ukrainian Air Force Alexei Mes, who spent almost a year training in NATO countries to pilot F-16 fighters. Now, Kiev propaganda claims that before his death, the Ukrainian pilot allegedly managed to shoot down several Russian missiles. However, Western think tanks have refuted these statements. Referring to their own sources in the Ukrainian General Staff, they confirmed that on August 26, the F-16 fighter was unable to shoot down any Russian ballistic and even cruise missiles. Commenting on the situation around the first destroyed American F-16 fighter in Ukraine, military experts from Army Recognition magazine said that even the loss of one experienced pilot breaks the entire adjusted system of using these combat aircraft. Experts noted that the success of using F-16 fighters primarily depends on the qualifications of Ukrainian pilots and the reliability of the support infrastructure. At the same time, experts admitted that regular massive Russian missile attacks would never allow the Ukrainian army and NATO forces to begin effectively using F-16 fighter jets on the territory of Ukraine. Moreover, the authoritative American news outlet Defense Post recognized that NATO countries handed over F-16 fighter jets to Kiev not to protect Ukraine, but to collect valuable intelligence. In particular, NATO wants to improve its electronic warfare systems, which are equipped with F-16 fighters in Ukraine. NATO generals hope that the use of F-16 fighters in Ukraine will help to understand the principle of operation of Russian air defense systems and significantly improve Western electronic warfare systems. Against this backdrop, the Russian army has already changed its tactics of combat operations. As it turned out, Russia has deployed advanced anti-aircraft missile systems with completely new protection against enemy electronic warfare systems in the zone of a special military operation. It is these advanced Russian anti-aircraft missile systems that will hunt American F-16 fighters in Ukraine, making the electronic warfare systems of these Western combat aircraft absolutely useless.